I came up with I thought of a fun video idea that I can do that can help like more showcase my personality. I found a random tier list that essentially is using baby names that, something that you can see over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be ranking them. And also, so on this side of on the left side of the screen, we have like my personal opinions on what the tiers are. So we have number 1, we have Bunny. Now, depending on the context, on if there's a word before Bunny, I think it'd be acceptable. Like, I wouldn't mind. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think there could be a situation where calling your significant other Bunny is perfectly fine. Maybe you just like bunnies a lot, and maybe you can just call them bunnies. I think that's fine. I think a common theme for the entirety of this tier list is the further away you are to other living things, I think the better. Sunshine, I think is very wholesome. Just because there's a lot of like puns and like setups you can do when it comes to calling someone your sunshine. Like if someone called me their sunshine, that I think that makes my day. And so maybe it's a part of my ideal relationship, but it's also very wholesome. Baby, no, I hate baby because it's so overused, and surely there are other things you can call people. And beautiful on its own, if beautiful is the only thing you are referring to a significant other as, that's perfectly fine. But if you put beautiful bunny, beautiful is a halfway there. Chibi, I don't know, and I don't really know how. Let's see, how would I put Chibi? Because Chibi is it's definitely not overused, because this is the first time I'm hearing Chibi be a pet name. It's definitely, but it's also not try harder. Because again, I think Chibi is the complete name, but I also don't know if it's acceptable or wholesome. So I think I'm gonna add a tier. No, wait, how do I try hard? Go down. Okay. How do I add a row above? What color don't I have? No, wait. What color was it? Was that? And then this color. Oh, by the way, hang on. Okay, so I think I figured out. Chibi is very unique, but I'm not gonna discount it because I just do not know both. I'm gonna put another tier below acceptable, and put acceptable under certain circumstances. Because under certain circumstances. Because I think that's a valid, I guess, circumstance. I guess circumstance is just gonna look like that. Oh, under some? That's good enough. Cause Bunny can get can get kind of crazy. But yeah. Then we have Star. Huh. Star is kind of related to Sunshine, except that it's not as potent. It's not as strong as Sunshine. But it's still kind of wholesome. It's kind of acceptable. Okay, let's add another tier. Well, below. Lacking oomph. Because Star is this kind of what else? It's very odd. Dull, doll. People get called dolls. Like people like the southern woman calling someone a doll or a deer. Like be a deer, be a doll for me, and like hand me the top shelf item in like a market in a supermarket. I think that's very nice. I think, but that's in a sense. That's in a category in which people. That's like a stranger trying to be nice and not referring to you as a ma'am or sir. But in the context of pet names, I'd want it to be more personal. So it's like, okay, so at another tier, not personal enough. Doll. I don't think it's not personal enough. Puppy. No. Pudding. Also no, that's overused. Cutie. Try harder. Because like cutie and beautiful are two adjectives you would call or refer to your significant other as, not just their name or the nickname or pet name. Mommy. Okay. Let's do okay, wait, no. Acceptable if you have a kid. Because at that point you're just like teaching your kid to call your significant other what you know. Okay. Acceptable, do this, and then lacking oomph. Wait, lacking oomph should go more down. Okay, and then mommy, acceptable, except if you have a kid on some circumstances. Okay. And then sugar. I think that's the first very acceptable one. Because like, yeah, that's fun, and then so is pumpkin. Yeah, that's fun. Sugar and pumpkin, I think, are kind of like, they refer to things that people often like to eat. And it's different from bunny, because these, I guess pumpkins are living, but like, you know, bunnies are mammals, animals, and pumpkins are just a vegetable, fruit, whatever it is, it has seeds. And it's just in a way, they're kind of like, how do I put this? They're just like very nice. They're just be fun to being called. I guess pumpkin also falls under the not personal enough, but you don't really call people pumpkins. Like, I guess this would be if the person doll evolves into pumpkin after a while. Yeah. So, okay. Honey. I think that's also a thing most people would say when they have a kid. But also, I think it's also acceptable. What's a nice? I guess part of my ideal, if this ends up being wholesome and part of my ideal relationship, might become the same thing. Let's just see, because I don't know if there's an angel. Stop. If there's okay, if there is a wholesome thing that I wouldn't want to part of my relationship. So, think about sugar, honey, pumpkin. Honey and sugar, pumpkin, honey, and sugar. Those relatively fall under the same adjective or descriptive factor for me. But I don't think I quite recall, because there's honey. It's not very unique. Not acceptable. Is it lacking oomph? Is the thing too. I don't know. And then do this. Very. Okay, let's go back to that. Baby girl, no. Baby boy, no. Good girl, no. Good boy, no. Angel. Okay. Now that's something. I might be lacking oomph because Angel just can be a name. But obviously you're not gonna call, if your partner's name is Angel, you're not gonna call them, Angel is not gonna be the pet name. But then, personally speaking, if someone called me Angel, that's just not my name. So I think it's a try hard. Yeah, that's a, okay, love. I think love. It's definitely not a try harder because you only call your love love if you love them. But it's also not personal. It is definitely personal. It's definitely not lacking oomph. It's definitely acceptable under most circumstances. So yeah, I'm putting in I put love in acceptable. That's fine. Sweet tea. I think that's also a try harder. Or maybe try harder, not personal enough. I put it in not personal enough. Because yeah, that's falls under the same doll thing. Daddy, once you have a kid, I think that's fine. Gorgeous, also try harder. That's just an adjective. Pretty, try harder. Handsome, try harder. Babe, overused. Boo. Huh. I can definitely see the circumstances. I think that was also acceptable. It's definitely way more personal than Star. Star just, I don't know what does it for me about Star, but it just doesn't have the necessary oomph that like Sugar Pumpkin Honey Love does. Do I think Boo is significantly weaker than these five? I don't think so. I think they're very similar in connotation. Have I met? Are any of these wholesome? Sunshine is wholesome, but that's also part of my ideal relationship. Darling. Oh, wait. I think we found something. Darling is definitely very wholesome, but I don't know if I would want to be called Darling. Yeah, that's my first wholesome. I mean, I guess that's if that's what you want to call someone, Cookie. I think that's a try hard. I don't know. I think that's also acceptable under circumstances because I thought, does Cookie have a bad connotation? Cookie generally has a positive connotation as a sweet treat or an endearment, but it can carry negative subjective connotations depending on context. So yeah, depending on how confident or like the type of relationship y'all have, it can be fine, but in others it cannot be. Precious, that's just a name. Sweetheart, that's also not personal enough. Like, be a sweetheart. Can you be a sweetie? Can you be a doll? All the things that you'd be called at a southern market store, supermarket. And then I don't think it's quite there. Kid? No. Be a deer, I'm just giving one, just the same thing. Kitty? I mean, if the person like really likes cats, and I think that's it's just... okay, wait, maybe there's a new tier that's behind the closed doors, where you only call your partner this when no one is watching. Maybe that's what. Maybe yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do like the behind the closed doors tier, and start putting some of them here behind the doors. So I guess, oh yeah, you wouldn't call your partner this if you're out and like going grocery shopping, and definitely not in this not in this day and age. Bunny, I think that's fine. Like, you are walking down the street and you overhear someone refer to their partner as any of these. You, except for this, do you like bat an eye? Like, do you cringe? I think that's the kind of the thing. Cupcake. I think it's also kind of like, it's the same thing as lacking oomph, not personal enough. Because Starve is lacking oomph is the evolved form of not personal enough, and Cupcake, I think also this. Princess. I mean, like a lot of you can refer to your daughter as princess, so in some stances. But if you also have prince, like would I call my significant other princess? Probably not. I think depending on how you actually treat them, if you do treat them like a princess, then maybe it could be more in the upper tiers. But I think I just kind of lacking oomph, and this like it's like the gimme answer. I'm just not gonna say that one. Teddy bear. That's wholesome. I think that's wholesome. Yeah, I put that as wholesome. I think. No. I think that's also. I wouldn't want to be called a teddy bear. It's also. I guess it's like closely linked to dad and teddy bear. But it's also not something you bat an eye at if you get called out in public. It's definitely more acceptable in other circumstances. It definitely has oomph. It's definitely personal. I guess I put it in I do not know ball, because I kind of don't. And then also this is behind closed doors, I guess. And that's it. So I guess in my ideal relationship, I'm getting called sunshine, or I'm calling my referred to other people as sunshine. But yeah, that was kind of fun. Yeah, just talking about stuff that would never happen in my life. So yeah, leave in the comments what your favorite pet name is, and I will be sure to never refer to you as that. Have a good birthday, and bye bye.